everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Quarter Life Chapters. This is your host Annie.
And I'm Elle.
And we are so glad to have you back with us.
So I forgot to put the mic in my...
and I'm Elle.
in my mouth. So what are we talking about today, girl? What's on the agenda?
What are we talking about? We are talking about
Unemployment. I already knew that, bro. I already knew what I'm talking about today.
She pretending that she doesn't, but she does.
Yeah, I actually know.
No, but before we get into the nitty-gritty of unemployment, let's talk about each other. How have you been, Elle? What's been going on?
Oh my
What's
God.
up?
Thank you for asking.
Of course.
I have been feeling a bit like burnt out.
Oh.
Yeah. Because this week is just like, okay, I have my full-time job. I have my potty stuff to do. I have like the home cafe that I do. I've got to keep up with gym. I got to keep up with badminton. And I got to keep up with a bunch of things in my life that I feel like... And that's like excluding my other hobbies. Like guitar. I haven't played the guitar. I haven't played the piano. I haven't read in a while.
Oh,
and I'm so upset because like...
You've got too many hobbies.
I've got too many things to do.
This is the curse of having like a lot of side quests.
I know.
You're like, what do I do?
I feel like I took on too many side quests.
But no, that's great. But that means that you are a woman of various interests and you know, depth and personality, and you're a complex character.
Damn, girl, keep talking. No, I think I took on too many side quests, and I think I need to chill out a little bit.
But then you did spend this week like pretty chill for the most part. Like you just stayed at home. You didn't do a lot.
Yeah, well, I stay at home doing shit.
Like you were checking off all the boxes
this
you had
week
to complete.
I have no social life because I've just been doing my own thing in my bedroom. So I just not like that. My little side quest, man.
Yeah.
But I just need to chill out.
Yeah.
But yeah,
right.
How about you? What is up?
I will tell you the story of what happened recently. So remember the guy from this book? Have I told the audience that story?
Not specifically. I think you mentioned during the relationship chapter.
Oh, okay. Well, so there was this guy, just like quick context, run up. We'll do a quick catch up. There was this guy, I went on a date with him. The date went amazing. It was fantastic. And then I took his book because I wanted to read this book. And then I went home and then I just never heard from him again.
Maybe he wants his book back.
I will not give it. I'm sorry. Other than that, I went to this market, had a lot of food, watched a bunch of Mission Impossible movies. Yeah, I watched Fallout. I watched The Dead Reckoning or whatever, the one that hasn't yet come out. The one that's the part one, basically.
Right.
I watched that, and then I saw another couple of Tom Cruise movies, and then I ended up making a list on my notes app of all the Tom Cruise movies, and there are 45 in total.
Oh my God.
And my plan is to watch all of them.
Do you like Tom Cruise, or do you just like his action movies?
Neither.
Oh.
I just got obsessed because I watched that 2 movies, and then I just had this great plan that I'm gonna watch all of his movies, so
fair.
I'm just gonna do it now.
You know what? Yeah, because I do that as well, but for my favorite actors.
See, I did that with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna do it with all the actors who I think are, I don't know, good actors maybe.
Bro, speaking of Leonardo DiCaprio, sorry, one more story before we get into unemployment. Okay?
Yeah.
I saw this post just yesterday where it was like Leonardo DiCaprio when he was younger.
Yeah.
In Titanic.
Yeah.
So like it was his young...
I feel like I know this name, but go ahead.
It's like, him during the Titanic.
Yeah.
And then it was like, this is how Leonardo would look like
Yes.
if he didn't die in Titanic, and it's Leonardo DiCaprio now.
It's like Jack in Titanic. Jack if he survived Titanic. Bro, I feel like we as human beings, we need so less to just find things funny. Like it's literally 2 pictures of Leo and we are like...
At the time I didn't find it funny, but now it's finally processed and I'm like, okay, this is hilarious.
Okay, so we will now talk about unemployment.
Girl, are you okay?
Yes. So Elle. Okay. Okay, so what do you do if you're unemployed? So you are unemployed. Now what?
Now what?
Now what?
Yeah, so I think whether you are, just fresh out of uni or taking a little break in between, I think this episode's for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Or if you get fired.
Or if you get fired, or if your contract doesn't get renewed, this episode is for you.
It's
But
for
only
you.
if you're like 20. If you are like 40, probably not the age bracket for
Yeah.
it, because I feel like then you would have more wisdom than us.
Than us, exactly,
You
for
know?
sure. Yeah,
So
you
I
would
think-
have more experience.
Yeah, so I think you're probably gonna hear it and be like, oh my gosh, I already knew that. What are these girls on about? But
Yeah, so these are for like new people who are still early in their career and
Yeah.
they are unemployed or haven't had a job yet.
I think the job market right now is really bad.
Yeah.
As of 2025. And I keep seeing reels of like people applying for like hundreds and hundreds of jobs and like have not landed on one.
Yeah.
I think it's good to know if, being employed is your goal, or do you want to take a break?
Yeah.
Because sometimes, I know like after uni, I wanted to take a break. I was like, you know what? I'm going to be working till I'm freaking 65.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, right?
So
That's
did
the
you-
retirement age.
Did
right?
you not? Oh no, but like, did you not just directly jump into work right after finishing?
Okay,
uni?
so jumping into work was like an accident because my friend was like, oh, you should like apply for this one. And it
Oh,
was like
shit.
the first job I applied for, and I got that.
That's so good.
Yeah, so I wanted to take like a couple months off
Mhm.
just to like travel a bit and then like just do
your
whatever
thing.
I want,
Yeah. And I think it's really good for like people to sort of try that out or just try to figure out what it is
Yeah.
that they want, because a lot of people, for them, like immediately getting into a full-time job or having a job might be the more higher priority, but for some people, you could just explore a little bit, just figure out what you want to do, just try things out, right? Yeah.
Because, when are you going to have that break
That's
where
true.
you just have no commitments?
Yeah.
You don't have to take leave.
I think there's this book, you might have read it, it's called The Devil Wears Prada.
Oh,
Have you read
I
it?
don't know it was a book. I thought it was a movie.
No, it's a book first and then it
Oh,
was a movie.
shit,
Yeah.
okay.
So in the book, I specifically remember, because I was reading that book when I was like in the first, second year of college, or maybe like school, but I was reading it and there's a line that the main character says, which is, which I did not understand back then, but I understand now, is like, you will never be as free as the time between your first job and your last study experience, which could be school or uni or whatever, but that point in between is the one time that you have got no responsibilities. Again, this doesn't apply for everyone, but
Yeah.
for the most people, like, that's the one peak time where you have sort of nothing and you can truly just relax. You could just be at home or just
Yeah.
doing your own thing or living with friends or something, and you don't have any responsibilities. But the moment you start a job, then you're back on the
Yeah.
responsibility train.
Yeah.
So that's really cool that the job just kind of fell onto your lap.
Yeah, it really did. So I'm like forever ever grateful for that.
Yeah, no, I love that.
And now I've been here for like more than 3.5 years.
Damn. So what would you say somebody who's looking for a job in this current market, what should they do? Like, what is the best way for somebody to apply to jobs right now, if that's the goal?
Definitely make use of AI, I feel.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I feel like ChatGPT is so, I was going to say underrated, but I think when it's
No, it's not. It's overused.
it really is, yeah. Like, because I don't really use it much, but like, I've recently been applying for jobs because I want to like expand my
Yeah, horizons.
horizons. Yeah, thank you. And it's so easy for me to just like put in my resume and be like, write a cover letter based on my resume.
Yeah.
And then what I do to stand out for my cover letter is I write a little thing about me, like a little paragraph about me. So I'll be like, outside of work, I also do this.
This thing.
And
yeah.
it just adds a bit of more personality.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
love that. I feel like right now ChatGPT is being used for a lot of things, but I still feel like we are not using it to the level that it can be used. And I feel like if you want to use ChatGPT to sort of improve your resume, sort of do research about the job market,
Yeah.
right? Or just research to yourself. I feel like, and I don't know if this is going to be a controversial opinion, but I think like ChatGPT can be like a great guidance counselor into figuring out what you want. Like for example, I put like my details, like this is what I have done, this is my experience, this is what I want to do. And then it kind of just helps you find out, oh, you could try this role because this aligns with what you want to do. And then you can also ask it for questions like, oh, where can I learn more about this? Or where can I find more details? And it provides you all that information. So I feel like at this time and age,
Yeah.
ChatGPT is such a good tool.
Yeah.
Like, it's a great search engine. It's a search engine that is also smart. Like, like it just won't give you what you want to search. It'll also give you more details. So I feel like completely use that,
Yeah.
leverage that to
I
find
do-
more details.
I do think with some stuff, you do have to fact check it.
Yeah.
Because when you Google something, everything's like, kind of like news articles and stuff like that. But with ChatGPT, sometimes they just like dig out information from different places.
Yeah.
And also the downside of using ChatGPT is like you have to make sure that it sounds human.
Yeah.
Okay? Because like my mom's recently started to use like AI like to make her text messages sound better.
Okay.
And it just doesn't sound like her. And like for me who use AI all the time, I'm like, Mom, you need to write that. And then like recently my manager wrote something, did not even remove the dashes.
Oh, the M dashes.
The long ass dashes. Did not even remove the points and the random bold text, and he uses exclamation marks. When has this guy ever used exclamation marks? And I'm like, girl,
just read it. Just read it one time.
Don't make it so obvious.
Yeah. No, I think that's not true. I feel like, yes, ChatGPT is there, but that's not gonna, it's not gonna replace your brain. It's gonna help you out, but you still gotta at least read the things. Like, if you put your CV or resume in there and it generates something, at least read through it.
Oh, yeah. In this day and age. Like, I feel like we didn't have that in uni.
Yeah, not at all. Like, because when we were applying, I think, 3-4 years back, like, everything was done handwritten. It took me fucking like 4 days to write my resume because I was just like,
I feel like we didn't have that in uni.
Yeah, not at all. Like, because when we were applying, I think 3-4 years back, like everything was done handwritten. It took me fucking like 4 days to write my resume because I was just like, what do I write?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So I think definitely make use of AI.
ChatGPT, yeah. Use it for your resume, use it for your cover letters, use it for, if you've got other interests, you've done other things, you've had like side quests, add it there. And just like, again, feed. I know there's a whole topic about the privacy issues and all that, but again, like, look, at this point in the world we live in, no one's data is safe. Like, I don't want to say it, like, but it is not.
If you use a smartphone, don't come and talk to me about privacy.
Exactly. Your data is already out there.
It's already out there. Like, Apple tracks every single thing.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes, so like, I actually skim through terms and conditions before I click agree. I always,
Yeah.
IT
Nobody
girlies,
reads it, yeah.
Women in STEM, we do that. And, I just think it's so important to know where your data is going. But at the same time, if you own a smartphone...
Yeah, your data is already out there.
And
it's like most of these things are being trained on that data anyway. So what you're doing is you're just making the data better. If you know your data is already out there, you can help to make it better at the least, right? So I feel like put everything in ChatGPT and let it do the job that it's kind of made to do, which is to improve your life.
Yeah. So, obviously not like, everything about
you.
you.
Obviously. Just the relevant stuff that is useful. Like, you don't have to tell... that you were beaten up as a kid or something like that.
No, don't give your passwords.
Not me going full trauma. But that, as Elle said, do not give it your passwords to everything. Okay, so obviously you can use ChatGPT to set up your resume, do more research, and figure out what you want. But you could also use ChatGPT to sort of filter out the kind of place you want to work at. For example, let's say you want to work at Apple, or you want to work at Google, or you want to work at a local startup or whatever. Put it in there and learn more about it. Like, you can learn more about the employers through ChatGPT, because again, not all information is going to be real, so obviously fact check, but for the most part you can learn about the culture, or just type some prompt like, hey, what is the workplace like, what is the culture like, what do people expect from an employer of Google, what's googliness, as they call it in Google, right? So you can like learn about these extra things.
Another way of using AI is training yourself to do mock interviews. Because I know interviews can be really, really scary, and like the biggest tip, well, besides like asking ChatGPT to like generate questions and answers for you, I also think that keep in mind that the interviewers don't know what they're doing either.
Yeah, that's
I think
true.
when I went for like interviews, I know like they are scared to interview you as well. Like they probably like is a bit nervous.
Yeah, they also don't know what exactly they're getting into, sort of,
So I think having that mindset of like no one knows what they're doing really helps me.
That's just a great life advice though, I feel like. Not just in terms of employment. I feel like just assume that nobody else knows what they're doing, and that just makes everything easier. Because then you're like, everyone's doing it for the first time. Like,
Yeah.
everyone is experiencing life for the first time. So just walk. If you have like even 2% confidence that you know what you're doing, you are way ahead than 90% of the
Yeah.
people, I feel like. Because
Yeah.
nobody knows what
It's a
they're
really
doing.
comforting fact that makes you less nervous,
Yeah.
I feel.
Yeah. No, that's a very good tip too. Like, just know that people don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They have an idea about the kind of employer they want, but at the same time, nobody knows what personality the person's gonna have, what kind of, like, very, very you specific things that's gonna exist. So
Yeah.
just use that to your advantage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Recently, my coworker asked me, what is my career goal?
Ooh.
What do I want to do? And I feel like that is such a big question that I don't think about after being employed comfortably in this job.
Yeah, yeah. What did you think then? What did
And
you...
I had to like really think because I've jumped so much within the department that I don't really have a niche. And I feel like that is something that I should,
See,
talk to people about.
I have a thought. I think that yes, it's good to be like the master of one specific thing, like one specific craft.
Yeah.
But I also feel like in the world that we live in, we have got so much information about so many other things. How can you just stick to one thing, right?
I agree, yeah. Yeah, but like career-wise, like what is your job title and stuff like that. That's why I struggle. I'm like, oh, I want to do so many things. So I really got to like sit down and think about it. And I think as someone who is listening to this podcast and feeling like, oh, what is my next goal in
life,
in life, or like career-wise
Yeah.
specifically, definitely think about what is your career goal.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like a good question to ask yourself.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like, I agree. Like, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Bruh.
Maybe not exactly that, but it's like, what do you want to work towards? Like, if you think that maybe you're working in, like, I don't know, finance, and you just, the idea of being there in the next 3 years is making you feel like you want to unalive yourself, then, maybe reassess. Maybe that's not even if you're good at it, you don't necessarily have to keep doing it. Or don't let it become your whole life. It can be a part of your life because it, gives your 9 to 5, gives you money, gives you income to support your 5 to 9, which can be something else which you are actually passionate about. I would also say one of the biggest thing as somebody who was unemployed was how much I compared myself to other people who had a job. And I feel like when you're in that spot where you are not employed, you really start to put a lot of pressure on yourself into like, oh, I'm not good enough, like, for a job or something, or maybe I just don't have the qualifications. What would you say about that, Elle? What are your experiences? Any recommendations about comparison?
I don't know if I'll regret saying this in my later years, but I freaking despise LinkedIn. I hate it so much. I think fear of being cringe on LinkedIn will leave me unemployed.
Everything is a life lesson. Today I burnt my hand on the stove and that made me realize.
Like, shut up!
So I did attempt to do that on LinkedIn one time. So I did make a blog on failure. I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but yeah.
So. I don't scroll on there.
Oh.
I just, nah.
No, so I wrote a little like how failure is like just stepping stones to success, and you're eventually gonna, it's gonna teach you something. And I wrote it for like on LinkedIn, and I had it on there for like a couple of months, and then afterwards I just got really cringed with it. And I'm like, fuck this shit, delete. All hate against LinkedIn aside, it is really like, if you have the guts and the balls and whatever to actually make a post there, do it. Because you know what? Surprisingly, that sells.
It does.
sell
I know
in
a
the
lot of people
corporate
who got
Yeah.
like hired because of LinkedIn. But
Exactly.
I don't know. Maybe someday I'll bring myself into posting.
something on LinkedIn.
Today I learned a really good life lesson today.
I feel like I'm very close to becoming one of those people. And look, you
You know what? It's fine. It's your life. It's your job.
You do it, yeah.
You do it.
But I don't know. I don't know how realistically, because I have done a few. Oh well, I want to tell this story.
Oh, yeah.
So one time, it was like last year, maybe 2023, and one of our common friends asked me to come speak at a event that they were doing in the college. And it's like mostly university kids and all that. And I had been in the workforce for 2 years at that point. And my friend was like, I think you are like good at it. So just come and speak at the event. And so I went, I said some shit. I don't remember what I said because we weren't doing this then, right? So I wasn't like used to public speaking as much. But I still went up and I talked. And that felt great. However, during that day, I was really, back then my finances sucked. Like I was like a paycheck to paycheck kind of person. I was also, like healing my traumas and just like struggling through life. So I had $3 to my name. Like, no. And that, when I say that, I mean like that's all the money I had.
Annie's net worth was $3
Why?
when she gave the speech to hundreds of uni students about getting a job and life and everything.
Yeah, that's so true. And I went there with $3 and I sat on stage and I told the kids what you should do, the mindset you should have with $3.
You know what? Next time when you go to an interview and you're nervous, envision the interviewer's bank account having $3 on there, and then you feel like
you feel better. And the funny shit was nobody thought that. Nobody would think that.
Yeah.
Why would they think that? But in my head,
especially why?
Exactly, in my head, I was gonna get paid the next weekend, so obviously I was gonna have money. It wasn't like I was not going to. But at the same time, I was like standing there and I was baffled. I was like, what the fuck? Like I am here with $3, and I'm like, and I'm doing this, and that just really rewired my brain chemistry with money and how everything works. And after that, I realized money is a mindset, and now I'm rich. I'm not rich, but I have got more than $3 to my name.
Yes!
Yay! Yeah. So that's a little story for you guys.
That's so funny. I remember when you told me a story during the dinner that we had, and I was like, because I get so stressed when I don't have enough money in my bank account. Like I always have like a rainy day fund.
Yeah.
And when you said that, I was like, oh my god, Annie, you're kidding. You're kidding.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I survived. And I'm saying this so that if you are at that spot or something and you feel like, what the fuck is happening? Just keep a good mindset. Like, I cannot stress enough how much, like, having a positive mindset. Because I could have been freaking out. I could have been like, oh my god, not only do I have to give lecture to these, like, kids, I also have no money in my bank account. But I'm like, but so what? I'll get paid next day. And I'm here doing something. And that's what matters. The fucking mindset matters.
Yeah.
So, mindset.
I do want to add a really quick tip on applying for jobs. I think as humans, community is very, very important.
Yeah.
And I think, yes, it's good to set goals. Like, how many jobs are you going to apply for today and stuff. But it's also good if you have a friend who's also unemployed. and you just like motivate each other.
Yeah. True.
To apply and share tips on like,
sometimes it's easier to have somebody go through the same situation with you, because then you don't feel so alone.
Yeah,
going through that
journey.
Yeah, like for example, this podcast, like having Elena, I think the reason why we are going so far and we have gone so far and we are in the second season is because there's somebody else who also cares about the same thing as you do. Yeah, holds you accountable. Because like last year when we were doing the season 1, I was really struggling with like keeping up sometimes, and Elena would really like push me like, no, let's go to the cafe together, let's sit down and do it. And I feel like if you have a friend like that who can help you out with, like, let's say you are going through a tough time and they are doing like, no, we'll meet up at the cafe, we'll apply for jobs, we'll sit down and work on the resume together. That really helps out.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so obviously it's one thing to talk about all the things that you can do, but there are very real emotional disturbances that come with sometimes not having a job, right? I feel like a lot of people again, they compare themselves with other people who have jobs, but if they don't have job, they also somehow feel like their worth is tied to that job. Like there's like shame because they can't get a job, or people get depressed or something. And I just really want to say, and then you can say what you think about it as well. But I just really want to say that no matter where you are in this employment or non-unemployment spectrum, that does not define you as a person. Your job title, your job role, how many hours you're putting in, how much work you're doing, that is not a definition of who you are as a person. Like, you as an individual is a lot more than just your job title. Absolutely. And I feel like when you're growing up, especially when you're fresh out of uni or school, a lot of pressure is put into that aspect of having a job. Maybe not for you, but maybe not for a few people, but I know that some families really put a lot of pressure on it.
Definitely.
My family did, for sure. So I did definitely feel like, I needed to have a job. So I feel like just because you don't have, or you haven't yet found a job, or if you're still like going through the phases, doesn't mean that you are a loser because you don't have a job. So don't think that way.
Yeah. I think it's important to know that, if you were to write down the top 3 best facts about you, your job would not be part of that top 3 or even top 5. Unless, you own a business and you love your job, or you
you're a doctor or something and you're saving lives. Yeah.
Unless you absolutely love your job, yes, I see that. But this is for the people who...
Yeah, just like normal jobs we're doing day to day.
I do truly think that the universe will always have something for you.
For you. I'm a big believer of everything happens for a reason. So long as you look at the glass as half full, it will always be half full.
Yeah.
Is the best way to, I think, put it. Yeah.
I think being unemployed, you just have a lot of damn time.
Yeah. True.
Which I admire because I have no time. I think it's good to have a routine.
Yeah, 100%.
Definitely a structure of your day would be super, super helpful. Just like make like a timetable, basically. I don't know if you did it, but when I was in school, my mom really tried to push us into getting into a routine after school.
Oh, okay.
Because me and my brother would get distracted all the time.
All right.
So she made us do like a timetable of like, what are you gonna do after school? Like so we finished school at like 5, say. And then what are we gonna do from 5 to 6? And then 6 to 7 is dinner, and then homework time.
All right. Yeah. So my mom did not do it. I did it myself.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Independent girl.
Yeah. I would just like, because I don't know. I am the kind of person, I love organization.
Oh.
Like, I am just obsessed with organization.
Dude. Annie, like, cleans up our shared calendar.
Yeah, like, literally.
And I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah, so I would just, like, make every year or every few months, I will have, like, a routine. Like, 6 to 7, wake up. If I follow it or not, that's a different story, okay? That's a different story. But I will always have a routine. I'll always have, like, time booked out. So I would, like, make a routine from, like, post-school. What am I going to do? And for the most part, I was good at sticking to it, which helped. Like, you know, my mom wasn't that, like, she would be like, just do your homework and just get your stuff done. But I'd be like, no, I'm going to watch TV from 6 to 7. And then from 7 to 9, I'm going to do some schoolwork.
Yeah.
And then from 9 to 10, I'm going to, like, chill with my brother or something. So I would, like, make those kind of routine myself. Yeah.
I think that's a really good plan. And also, if you are unemployed, I think it's good to have, like, a bridging job. So, like, you work at a cafe or, like...
Or just do something.
Yeah, do something. It doesn't mean that if you work at a grocery store, you will work at a grocery store forever.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like a bridging job, a little bit of income.
Yeah.
A little bit of routine.
Yeah, well, for sure. Because I feel like when you're unemployed or when you don't have a lot happening, time really does fly.
Yeah.
Like, it just really passes. Like, you'll wake up in the morning, you're scrolling through your phone, you're just doing whatever, next thing you know, the day's over.
Yeah.
Right? It really does feel like that. So I feel like having a structure, some sort of structure, and you don't have to be like 7 to 8, I'm going to do this, 9 to 10, it doesn't have to be that structured, but just blocking out maybe 2 to 3 sections on your daily, like on your day that, okay, from like maybe 2 to 5, I'm just going to sit and apply for jobs. Or maybe 11 to 1, I'm just going to do this part-time job. Yeah. Or maybe like 2 to 7, I'm just going to work on my guitar skills. Like, it can be anything. But so long as you have some sort of a structure, it makes it easier, because then you have, I think the more we lose structure of the day, the more, what's the word? Like, the more you become kind of bleh. When you become bleh, nothing ends up happening. Yeah. So having some structure is good.
Definitely. I think also you have the internet and you can learn anything you want. So definitely take that free time.
That's true.
Learn like courses.
Yeah, 100%.
And
and now it's like back in my days.
Back in
my days. Like, we were a lot more focused on school related courses or courses that are related to, you know, like your career. But now you can just learn the most random things. You can learn how to, like, crochet, you know, and that's great. You do that, you know, learn how to crochet. Yeah. And I feel like just keep yourself in that mentality of learning. I tell myself that I'm a student of life, because even though, you know, I have a job or whatever, I'm still learning something or the other. I would also say one thing that we don't pay a lot of attention to is networking. Like, we talked about LinkedIn earlier, but that's like an online thing. But networking with your friends, networking with your, you know, teachers or friends of friends, because you never know where an opportunity might come, you know? So I feel like it's really important to talk to people, but not just, for example, your dad's friend or like your mom's friend who may be working, and they come to your house and they're like, oh, you little cutie, how have you been? Like, yeah, you talk to them as that, but then you also be like, hey, so this is what I'm thinking about doing with my life. Do you have any suggestions? Or do you know anyone, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of the people that I know didn't get their job from Seek or LinkedIn or Indeed. They get it through networking. Yeah. And I think, it is something that people don't really think about, because you kind of have to go out there in person.
Yeah. and really
to
like
attend all these events.
put yourself out there.
Yeah. I think that's less cringe than posting on LinkedIn and expression.
See, I would
actually,
say
I don't want to say that.
when I applied for so all of my roles, I have gotten through LinkedIn, but not the kind of LinkedIn where I posted on my channel.
Apply on LinkedIn.
I apply on LinkedIn and then I contact the person who's written there. Like, so usually on LinkedIn they'll have like the job application put up, and there'll be like the hiring manager or something. Or sometimes I'd apply and there's nobody that's listed, so I'll go to the company profile, click on people, find the people who work there, and send them a message.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Wait, that's actually a good tip.
Yeah, so that's what I do. I literally, my jobs, like for the last 2 jobs, I fully cold applied, which is like I just did the application, then I literally just messaged them. I'm like, hey, this is who I am. This is what my qualifications are. This is what I want to work for your company. And then we just started having a conversation. And then that's kind of networking too. And that's how I ended up getting a job. So just apply on LinkedIn and find the people who work in that company and then just start talking to them. And
wait, that's actually so good.
Yeah. So that's what I did. And that's what I tell my younger brother to do. And like, if you're looking for something, you can do that too.
Yeah, I want to do that.
I would say I prefer LinkedIn over Seek or Indeed for job
I
applications.
feel like Seek and Indeed are a scam. Like, if you have found a job through Seek or LinkedIn, message me. Oh, sorry. Or Indeed. Seek or Indeed. Message me if you have ever found a job for them, because it's like a scam.
It doesn't. I also haven't. I haven't found any job through that.
Bro, like, where do my applications go? Like, applications sent? Like, is it like in a junk mail?
It just goes through somewhere, I don't even think anyone opens it. The only one time I think I applied for a Nike, like a store store person role for Nike, and I got through the first interview. That was the only ever success story that I've had from Seek, but everything else has been via LinkedIn. Because with LinkedIn, again, you can like look at people. I think like you're sitting with one LinkedIn hater and one LinkedIn lover over here.
I think, you know what, I do like the idea of cold applying, emailing.
Cold emailing.
So I might do that. It's just like the posting that's like...
Yeah, the posting, even I find it sometimes a bit like, whatever.
Yeah.
So, but I feel like it's really good for networking. Again, just I feel like we need to, and this is applicable to everyone, I feel like we need to just realize that every person is also a person. They're also scared, they're also nervous, they're also just like, human beings, and you are literally, no one's gonna think anything about you if you like just send somebody a message saying, hey, look, I like your company and I want to work there. Like, in fact, people are gonna be excited that you took the time and effort to actually send them a message. So just go on and just start spamming people on LinkedIn. That's what I did, and I got the job.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah.
On the note of networking, I think being unemployed is also the best time to meet people and stuff like that, because you have the time.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I think to sort of wrap it up, I would want to say that don't think of being unemployed as you failed or you haven't achieved your goals.
Yeah.
Just think of it as a redirection. Like you are going from point A to point B. B is your obviously destination, and you are somewhere in between, but you're still on the way. Like, it doesn't mean that you are never gonna get a job, or life sucks, everyone's gonna hate you because you are such a loser. No, just redirect. It just means you have got a lot of free time now to figure yourself out. So highly recommend to rethink unemployment as a redirection and not as a failure, or not as a troubling time, or not being like stressed out about it. Think of it as like, oh, you've got so much free time to now figure out what you want to do. Figure out what you want to do for the rest of your life.
I think, definitely knowing that it's not temporary. And also, dude, since you got so much free time, travel a little bit.
Yeah.
Do stuff that you want to do. Do stuff that you don't think you can do when you have a 9 to 5 or
true.
have a full-time job.
Because you will have no time once you do have a 9 to 5.
Absolutely not. Like, you have to take leave and all that. So I think it's a really good time if you like traveling. Just go see the world, because I have a lot of friends who like took a gap year. Bro, you're not put on this earth to work at 9 to 5.
100%.
You're put on this earth to like experience things.
Who saw waterfalls and made fucking Excel? Imagine.
Real, yeah.
What the hell?
Go take a hike. Go see beautiful waterfalls.
Yeah.
Go kayak.
Yeah, you don't even have to like leave the country. Just find things in your own country or in your own city that you can like explore and experience.
Be a tourist in your own city.
Yeah, just explore, because there is a lot, and I feel like at the end of the day, your experiences give you the most experience, I guess, that you can put on your jobs, your CV, anywhere.
Yeah, definitely. I think It's a really good opportunity.
Yeah.
And I think that is all we have for you today.
Yeah. Thank you for listening all the way. And if you have any other questions, leave us a comment in the comment box.
Yeah. Send us a DM.
Send us a DM. You want to chat more? You want to learn more about like my or Elle's experience as to how we got our jobs or we networked?
Yeah.
Feel free to send us a DM. Want to learn more? Whatever. We are here to help you out. And we will see you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.